I just want to take a minute to once again remind myself and everyone what a wonderful time it is in the history of the world to be alive. This is the greatest time to be alive. There is no better time. There's no time that I would pick looking back on all the years and all the ages of humanity that I would rather be alive than right now with the technology, the medicine, the blessings, the freedoms that we enjoy, the safety, the health, the life expectancy. This is the greatest time. And this isn't the first video I've made on this, and it won't be the last. This comes because of something I heard a member of my church congregation say today as they discussed what a challenging time this is to be alive. They were talking about all of the challenges that we faced in 2020. And I don't want to name them all. You can think of them. We give this year a really bad rap. We like to say that, boy, this is just the worst time ever. And then I've heard people say that the Lord likes to give great challenges to those that He loves, to strengthen them and to let them know that He trusts them. And I suppose there's some truth to those comments. There have been challenges this year, but I want to point out that we're not currently in a civil war. That we're not currently going off to fight and die for our freedoms. Most of us are safe at home and not in a war and not sending our children off to fight in wars. And wars have been a mainstay throughout the history of humanity. But we're not fighting some big massive war right now. We're not currently being abducted from our homes and taken off to concentration camps to be gassed or burned. Thank God. We are not currently in a state of political upheaval such that the vice president has shot the Treasury Secretary in a duel, as has happened in the past history of the United States of America. We are not currently in a space of where we enslave people or where we are fighting over slavery and the institution of slavery. I'm so grateful that these things happened in the past, that people gave their lives for our freedom, that people gave their lives for the Republic and for the Constitution and to establish the United States of America and to establish and bring freedom and democracy throughout the world. We are not currently in a space where a massive pandemic like the Black Plague or smallpox completely or polio ravages people, leaves them dead or paralyzed. We have medicines that have overcome many of those diseases, and we have hospitals and places to go to get treated when we're sick. And yes, we have a pandemic, and yes, there are people dying, and I do not want to discount any of the challenges or the struggles or the trials that people do face today. And this is an incredibly wonderful time to be alive. If we sit for a moment and think about all the things that we're grateful for, if we can, instead of focusing on the challenges of our life and the challenges of 2020, if we will take a moment, take a couple deep breaths, and list the things that we're grateful for. List the parts of your body that work, that function properly, that you're grateful for. Talk about your sight or your hearing or your smell, your taste, your touch. Talk about any part of your cells, your organs, your bodily systems that function properly, and express your gratitude for just how marvelous your body is. And your mind, if your mind is working well enough to watch this video, express gratitude for the fact that you can watch YouTube videos created by people like myself that are just put out there for everyone around the world to watch. Express gratitude for that technology, and then express gratitude for your mind that you can listen to and comprehend and think about these topics and express gratitude. And be grateful for the spiritual knowledge that you have, whatever closeness to God that you have. And for me, I'm so grateful to be alive when the restored gospel of Jesus Christ is on the earth, when we have living and modern prophets and apostles and the priesthood of God and temples. And what a wonderful time it is to be alive when all of this stuff has been established and I don't have to trek clear across the entire country pulling a handcart to have members of my family die of diseases as we make our way across the country and then try to establish a new community in the wilderness, in the desert, and where there's no water, where there's no food, where I have to plant my own crops, and where I don't have to do any of that. What a wonderful time it is to be alive, where I can walk into a grocery store and yes, this year we've had some shortages of things, but generally I can walk into a store and there's the food that I need, where I can make money the way I choose, where I can follow and pursue my own passions, where I can be entertained by football games, by television shows. I can binge watch shows, where I can be entertained by movies and go to movie theaters, where I can go to theme parks, where I can travel the world with my family and I can take them to places that I love and that I enjoy, and I can. There's never been a time like this in the history of the world where we could travel all over, where we could see these wonderful things. This is an absolutely wonderful time to be alive. So express gratitude for your body, for your mind, for your spirit and your spiritual relationships. Express gratitude for your family members, for those you love, for your friends, for the people that are close to you, that you care about and that care about you, and for the way that you've been raised, and for all the things that have brought you to this point in your life. And express gratitude again, as I've said, think about all of the technologies and the travel and the medicine, and even though people disagree with you on politics, the fact that you can express your thoughts on politics, that you can express them on the internet and on Facebook, and that you can express your thoughts and not be challenged by that you can express your dissatisfaction with your government and not be thrown in prison or dragged off to a concentration camp or to Siberia, to the gulags or somewhere. What a wonderful thing it is to be alive and to appreciate all that we have, the beauty of this earth. And yes, there are challenges as we move forward, and with the potential for climate change and catastrophic events. Yes, there are earthquakes around the world. There was one the other day in Turkey. And I feel for, and I'm not trying to take away from any of those challenges, and I ask God to bless those who are suffering right now from any of these challenges. There will always be challenges and suffering. There must be opposition in all things. In order for us to recognize the good, there must be evil, and in order for us to recognize the pleasure, there must be pain. In order for us to recognize just all of the wonderful things that God has given to us, there will be challenges and there will be trials in life, and I'm not trying to take away from those, but I want us to recognize just how wonderful our life is right now, in this moment. If you'll take a minute and think about all the things you are grateful for, you'll be blessed. Your life will be better. I invite you to express gratitude, more gratitude this year in 2020, to focus less on the challenges that are certainly going to be there. Sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof, is what Jesus said in his Sermon on the Mount, which means there will always be enough challenges and wickedness in one day for that day. We don't need to worry about yesterday's challenges and trials and whatever. We don't need to worry about tomorrow's. There are enough today. But being grateful, God wants us to be grateful in all things. And I am grateful today for this day. And I invite you to also be grateful. Please go ahead and subscribe to this channel, and if you're on YouTube, like this video and share it with others. I want to make more videos like this. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what you're grateful for in the comments below. And if you're on Facebook watching this, again, chime in about what you're grateful for. Have a good day.